Patriots fans, let's get real for a minute. There's been a lot of change this offseason, right? New faces, new structure, a whole new energy building around the franchise. But despite all that movement, there's still one spot on the roster that hasn't gotten the kind of attention it probably should, and that's the running back position. So let's talk about it. Even though it's technically the offseason and spring workouts are just starting to pick up, the discussions behind the scenes haven't stopped for a second. In fact, one of the coaches recently addressed something fans have been buzzing about: the ball security issues. Now, if you've been following the team closely, you already know what I'm talking about. The fumbles, the miscommunications, those moments when the offense was moving and boom, just like that, the ball's on the ground. That's the kind of stuff that derails drives and drains momentum. The coach admitted they've heard the chatter. They know it's a problem, and he made it clear. They're actively working to fix it. But it's not just about the guy who's carrying the ball. It's about the entire offensive unit understanding that their job is to protect the football and protect the guy who's holding it. That's the foundation. Simple football concepts that too often get overlooked when things aren't clicking. Now, as we head into the draft season, it's becoming more and more obvious that the Patriots are eyeing running back talent. There's a strong feeling that at some point, they're going to pull the trigger and bring in a fresh young playmaker to boost the backfield. There are whispers about potential departures, and some names are already being tossed around as possible cuts. One receiver might not be returning, and at the running back spot, there's a player who some believe could be in danger of losing his place. But let me be clear, personally, I don't think that's the most likely outcome. This particular player has shown that he can be a solid contributor in the right system. He's proven himself, especially when it comes to catching passes out of the backfield. And if you play fantasy football, you know exactly what I mean. In PPR leagues, he can rack up points quickly. He's the kind of guy who may not look flashy on paper, but brings real value on the field. Last season, there were flashes of his potential, his ability to cut through defenders, accelerate in space, and act as a real dual threat weapon. He's got versatility. One of the coaches on staff has a history of working with smaller, quicker running backs. And while this guy isn't necessarily tiny or lightning fast, he fits that mold of a pass-catching back who can shift outside, run routes, and burn defenses who aren't paying attention. That's something the Patriots are clearly trying to reincorporate into their offensive identity. Now, when we start projecting forward to the draft, everyone wants to name the big prospects. That one guy everyone seems to think is destined to land in New England, but let's be honest, this is the Patriots we're talking about. How many times have they surprised us before? I wouldn't bet on them taking the obvious route. In fact, I've got my eye on a couple of other names who I think fit the system way better. There's one back from a major program that I keep coming back to. He just makes sense. And there's also a pair of backs from a rival university, one of which we've already talked about in a previous breakdown. Today, though, I want to hone in on two specific prospects who check all the boxes for what the Patriots need. The first is a lightning-quick, shifty runner who absolutely turned heads at the combine with his 40-yard dash time. This guy was one of the fastest in the entire event. His speed jumps off the screen, and it's not just raw speed, he's productive. Over his college career, he piled up nearly 1,600 rushing yards, averaged an impressive number of yards per carry, and found the end zone plenty of times. But what really stands out is what he did in the passing game. He caught passes both in short yardage situations and on deeper, more complex routes. That versatility is what makes him such an intriguing option. When defenses are expecting a run, and suddenly he flares out into a route, it creates chaos. He has that big playability that can flip the field instantly. And get this, a respected analyst even suggested he might be one of the true sleepers in this class. The kind of player who lands on a team like the Patriots and becomes an immediate fan favorite. He's not a large bruising back, but he's got quick feet, solid vision, and he plays with toughness. In the right system, especially one that emphasizes mismatches and creative route running, he could absolutely thrive. He's currently projected to go somewhere in the middle rounds, but don't be surprised if he rises quickly once teams dig into his tape. His 40 time was ridiculous, 4.38 seconds. That's elite speed. And in terms of production, he showed real flashes of explosiveness. And even in an offense that didn't always give him the best blocking, he's expected to go in the third round, and he's ranked as the 18th back in a very deep class. That might not sound impressive, but context matters. When you look at what he was asked to do and how he adapted, there's a lot to like. He's elusive, hard to bring down in open space, and he knows how to find the soft spots in a defense. That makes him a potential nightmare for linebackers trying to cover him out of the backfield. Whether it's a swing pass, an angle route, or a quick screen, he knows how to turn a short gain into something much bigger, and that's exactly the kind of skill set the Patriots offense, especially under someone like Josh McDaniels, could really use right now. These two backs, both of them, offer something different, but both fit into the kind of offense New England wants to run. They're not just ball carriers, they're weapons. And when you start to compare them to the mold of players the Patriots have leaned on in the past, guys like James White come to mind. White wasn't just a running back. He was a critical part of the passing game, capable of running precise routes and reading defenses just like a receiver. That's the blueprint. That's what the Patriots are looking to replicate. Whether it's Jaden Blue, RJ Harvey, or someone else entirely, the message is clear. The team needs more offensive playmakers. Not just runners, but creators. Guys who can make something out of nothing. Guys who can bail out the quarterback when the pocket collapses. Guys who can turn a dump off into a 20-yard gain. That's the next evolution of this offense. And if the front office is paying attention, which they are, you can bet they've got a short list of names they're ready to call when draft day rolls around. So let's keep digging into these running back prospects, because the more you look, the more you realize just how crucial this pick might be for New England. There's one more name that's come up in conversations lately, Jordan James. Now, I know some fans might not have watched a ton of Oregon football this past season, but let me tell you, this guy deserves a serious look. Jordan James is the kind of back who doesn't get a lot of national hype, but if you actually sit down and watch his tape, you start to see the value he brings. He's got a solid frame, decent speed, and more importantly, he understands how to move within a system. That's huge when you're talking about fitting into an NFL offense like the Patriots. What I like about James is his vision. He's not trying to bounce everything outside or make a highlight reel play every time he touches the ball. He's disciplined. He follows his blocks, makes smart cuts, and when he finds a lane, he hits it hard. But here's the twist. He's not just a north-south guy. He's got hands that a dude can catch. And in today's NFL, that's not optional anymore. You can't just be a runner. You have to be able to contribute in the passing game, especially on a team like the Patriots where versatility is king. That's something we've seen over and over again in New England. They love running backs who can do it all. Run inside, bounce outside, catch swing passes, run option routes, even line up in the slot from time to time. And the more I watch Jordan James, the more I feel like he's being overlooked in that department. Oregon didn't always use him as a receiving back, but that doesn't mean he can't do it. Sometimes you have to look beyond the box score and pay attention to how a player moves, how he reads defenses, how he adjusts mid-play. James shows all of that. Now, speaking of system fit, you've also got to consider how these backs would function under a coach like Josh McDaniels. We know his playbook is no joke. It's complex, timing-based, and it demands that players be smart, reactive, and situationally aware. That's why not every back can make it in New England. You might have all the athleticism in the world, but if you can't pick up blitzes, recognize coverages, or read leverage in the passing game, you won't see the field. That's where a guy like James, or even someone like RJ Harvey, starts to stand out. RJ Harvey has been coming up a lot in recent conversations, and for good reason. His college production is strong, and he's got that slippery, twitchy movement that makes defenders miss. He's not the biggest guy, but he runs tough. He doesn't shy away from contact, and he knows how to use his blockers, just like Jaden. Blue, he thrives in space, and both of them are built for modern offenses. Quick hitting plays, outside zone concepts, screens, angle routes, delayed releases out of the backfield. That's the future, and it's already here. What makes this so interesting is how the Patriots are positioning themselves in this draft. They've got 9 picks. That's a lot of capital. And while we know they're going to look at the offensive line and maybe even grab a defensive tackle or two, running back feels like a sure thing. It's just a matter of when. Will they go early and make a splash? Or will they wait, take a guy in the 4th or 5th round, and hope to develop him into a key piece? Either way, they've got options, and a lot of them. And here's something to consider. Just because a back isn't projected to go in the top 3 rounds doesn't mean he won't make an impact. Running back is one of the few positions in the NFL where late round picks still have a real shot to shine. We've seen it time and time again. A third-day pick comes in, fits the scheme perfectly, and ends up playing meaningful snaps by mid-season. That's what makes this position so fun to talk about. There's always a hidden gem waiting to break out. The key is finding the right fit. Not just physically, but mentally. You need someone who can learn fast, adjust to the speed of the pro game, and contribute right away, even if it's just on third down or in certain packages at first. That's why guys like Jaden Blue and RJ Harvey are intriguing. They're not one-dimensional. They bring that Swiss Army knife energy, and that's exactly what this offense needs to keep defenses guessing. And before we wrap this up, let's circle back to something important. The idea that a current Patriots running back could be on the bubble. I know some people are speculating that a player might be at risk of being released or traded, but I don't think it's that cut and dry. Sure, there's competition coming and no one's spot is guaranteed. But if anything, I think that competition is going to bring out the best in the entire group, is going to raise the standard, and that's what this team needs right now. Depth, versatility, and accountability. The draft is coming up fast, and you can feel the urgency building. This team knows it needs to get better, not just at running back, but across the board. But the backfield is definitely one of the spots where we could see some serious action, so keep an eye out. Whether it's James, Blue, Harvey, or someone completely off the radar, the Patriots are going to add a weapon back there. The only question is, who's it going to be? Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers have grown louder in Foxborough, and now they're roaring. The New England Patriots are making a bold push to land Denver Broncos star cornerback Patriots Surtain II. League sources reveal a heightened sense of urgency inside the Patriots front office, with multiple insiders calling the team's pursuit of Surtain relentless and uncharacteristically aggressive. For a franchise known for its measured moves, this courtship feels like a seismic shift, one that could redefine the Patriots' defensive identity. Why Surtain? It's not just about his stats, though they're dazzling. The 24-year-old cornerback is coming off a sensational season capped by being named the 2024 AP NFL Defensive Player of the Year, a feat only one other Bronco had achieved before him. With 4 interceptions, a pick 6, and 11 pass deflections over 16 games, Surtain is more than just a shutdown corner. He's a game changer, the kind of defensive cornerstone New England hasn't seen since the prime years of Darrell Revis. And Stephon Gilmore, the Patriots' interest has only grown as Surtain continues to elevate his game under head coach Sean Payton in Denver. Even after inking a 4-year, $96 million extension last September, making him the highest paid defensive back in NFL history, his name remains at the center of trade buzz. Rumors suggest that the Patriots are willing to part with a hefty package, potentially including a first-round pick and a proven starter, to pry Surtain away from the Mile High City. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.